Hi guys, Alberto here. You're watching the Bedroom Rocker YouTube channel, and today we are creating an Ampless rig on a budget by combining the Harley Benton / Joyo American sound with the Nux Cerberus. So I'm gonna first give you a short introduction into the concept and into each one of these pedals. Then I'm gonna show you the setup and the connections. Then I'm gonna play the pedals over a backing track and finally move on to the review part. So let's check it out. So the Harley Benton or Joyo American sound attempts to recreate the sound of Fender amps in a compact and affordable format. So you get sort of two different voices that you can blend. One is more of a blackface style amp, the other one is more of a tweed amp. And I think it does fairly well as a preamp. And it has got an inbuilt cabinet simulation, which in my opinion is not that great. So I think this pedal can really benefit from another proper impulse response based cabinet simulation after it. And the Nux Cerberus has got an inbuilt IR loader, so it's the perfect match for it. The Nux Cerberus is a very cool and affordable multi-effects unit that combines analog distortion and overdrive circuits with digital modulation and delays and reverbs. So you sort of get the very nice responsiveness of the analog drives and the flexibility of the digital modulation, delays and reverb effects. It's also great for an Ampless rig because it has got an inbuilt IR loader for the cabinet simulations. So it's really missing a preamp to serve as your bass clean tone. So the main idea of the setup is that we are not going to use an amplifier at all. I'm going to rely on the American sound as sort of my basic Fender clean pedal platform preamp, and then rely on the Nux Cerberus for all of the overdrive, modulation, delays, reverbs, and finally for the IR-based speaker cabinet simulation. The signal then goes straight into my audio interface for recording, but you could also use the same setup straight into a mixing desk or into a PA system if you are performing live. And this way your back will thank you because you don't have to carry an amplifier at all. So let's take a quick look at the recording setup. The guitar is plugged straight into the input of the Nux Cerberus, and this passes through the overdrive and the distortion circuits. Then from the effects send, it goes into the American sound and it comes back into the Cerberus for the modulation, the delay and the reverb. And then finally we have the impulse response loader or the cabinet simulation, and this goes into my audio interface and the DAW for recording. Right now I have everything bypassed and this is how it sounds like. Now let's add the American sound. Now let's add the cabinet simulation from the Nux Cerberus. So this will be sort of my basic sort of Fender clean sound, and I can add then overdrives and other effects on top of that. To get started, let's use a spring reverb. Let's try some overdrive for some bluesy tones. If I want more, I can go for the distortion channel. And here I have set up some modulation, so I have a phaser going on in the modulation section that sounds like this. And finally, in the delay section, I have a 70s sort of analog delay going on for my lead tone. So there you go, and if I want to push everything over the edge, I can even stack the overdrive into the distortion to get loads of gain and loads of sustain. So let's hear the backing track now. So let me know what you think about the setup and about the sounds. Make sure to write in the comment section below. Overall, I found the setup very straightforward and super easy to get some good sounds going out of the box. The whole rig costs about 230 euros, so it's also super affordable. And you can also use this in different ways, especially the Nux Cerberus is great paired with a real amplifier. So I think in the end this is a great solution, and especially for those of you who are not so much into digital plugins or into digital modeling multi-effect units, because this rig is very analog. The American Sound is fully analog, and the Nux Cerberus has the analog drives and then obviously the digital modulation and the IR loader. But the whole rig just feels very based on knobs and foot switches rather than based on screens and mouse clicks. In terms of feel, responsiveness and fun factor, I would obviously pick my Valve amp hands down, but in a recording I would be really hard pressed to tell any difference in the final result. I have previously also made reviews on the Harley Benton or Joyo American Sound, the British Sound, and also the AC tone. And for those reviews I have used the 2 notes wall of sound for cabinet simulation instead of the Nux Cerberus. And I think the wall of sound brings everything still one level up, and this is mainly because you can load many different IRs in parallel and create a stereo sound. So for instance, I like to use a combination of 2 different close mics and place a room mic as well. So this creates a very 3-dimensional stereo sound that you cannot achieve with the Nux Cerberus because you are limited to 1 IR and a mono output. So that was it. If you found the video useful, please make sure to give it a big like, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel. In the video description box below, you'll also find the link to my Patreon page and also my affiliate links to the Nux Cerberus and to the American Sound and to all the gear that I use in my channel. If you use these links to buy anything, I earn a small commission that really helps me to get more products and making reviews and tutorials like this one at no additional cost for you. So keep on rocking and cheers!